it's Alex with your Biz Tank, and welcome to How to Use Gmail for Real Estate, Part 2. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now, in Part 1, you learned all about collaborating and organizing with 3 out of the 5 Gmail strategies we shared with you. We also went over collaborating specifically with your clients and even your team members using Google Calendar, GChat, and Google Docs. But today, we're going to focus mainly on using your GContacts or your Gmail contacts as your database. Also, I'm going to show you 14 Gmail add-ons that are going to enhance your Gmail experience. Also, we're going to touch a little bit more on Google+, should you use this for your business. And lastly, I'm going to show you a tool that's going to help you schedule posts to Google+. Very cool. Let's get started. Here we go. All right, so the first 3 strategies that we went over in Part 1 were organizing your emails, sharing and collaborating, connecting and engaging. Now today, we're going to go over a few strategies on how to respond to your emails faster and enhance your Gmail experience. Let's start with faster response time. We're going to focus on 2 strategies in order to do this. Canned responses is one of them, and then filters is the other. I'm going to show you canned responses first. And step 1 to using canned responses is you have to actually enable this feature inside your Gmail account. So in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see a little gear. I want you to click on that gear and then click on settings. Once you come to your settings page, you're going to click on Labs on the top menu, and then in the little search box, just type in canned. It's going to sort through all of the Gmail add-ons, and then canned responses will come up right at the top. All you have to do is click Enable and then save all of your changes. Once you've enabled this feature, once you go to compose a message. So once you click Save Changes, it'll actually reactivate and kind of refresh your whole Gmail page. Click on Compose a Message, and you'll see canned responses appear underneath your subject line. Now we're going to go over some examples of how to use canned responses and specifically what you would use this for, but I'm going to finish telling you how to set this up. All you simply need to do to create different canned responses is just simply type an email like you normally would. And instead of pushing send, you're actually going to just save that canned response so you can use it later. So after you typed everything in, your email is ready to go. Maybe you inserted links, maybe you inserted pictures, however you want that email to appear. You just, create that email, and then you're going to click on canned responses after you're done, and then click on new canned response. And what this is going to do is it's going to save this for later, but you can actually give this specific response a specific name so you can, better find it later. All right, so a few reasons why you would use canned responses is actually if you write the same email over and over and over again. And in real estate, we do this for a couple different things. Maybe you just put a buyer in contract and you're going to send them, the next step email, what they need to do now that they're in contract with a property. Maybe you use the same email for every single buyer, but maybe you tweak a little bit here and there, or maybe you customize it and add their name at the top. Something like this is perfect for canned responses. You type that whole email once, that next step email, and then you can use it over and over and over again. Any canned response that you put together, you can always customize at a later time. So don't worry about, having to adjust anything or, hey, I need a new canned response for each thing. No, you can customize anything every time. It simply just populates that email, and then you can edit it later. Another example of why you would use canned responses is if you do or do not have a drip campaign, you can actually use this to piggyback off of your drip campaign, or maybe even do it instead of a drip campaign. Obviously, drip campaigns are awesome because they're automated and they do their own thing. Canned responses are a little bit more manual. I don't want you to confuse that this is a drip campaign. It's not, but it can help you contact your leads. If you have the same email going out to leads, essentially that's what this could do as well. You can also use it to program several different email signatures, whether you use one Gmail account for several purposes. You can have several different, Gmail signatures for that, or you can actually take advantage of your Gmail signature in several different ways, specifically for real estate. I think email signatures are way underutilized. So maybe experiment a little bit. Maybe use that email signature for a call to action. So that's an option number one. Create a canned response that has a specific call to action, maybe to sign up for your newsletter, your e-newsletter, your email list, maybe to set up a search in your website to capture that lead. Whatever it may be, whatever that call to action is, maybe create an email signature for that. Then maybe your next option is to share your days on market because it's, your average is really, really good. It's really low, which means you sell homes quickly. Maybe have one that has your awesome list to sales price because it's really close to 100. Whatever you want to do, you can actually rotate your email signatures using canned responses. Again, just simply create your signature inside an email and then save it for later. And then you can always activate them in that way. All right, so the next way to respond faster to your emails is using filters. And this will make more sense once I kind of explain and show you how to set it up. But we're going to go back to settings. So click on the gear and then click on settings. Up at the top, you're going to see filters. Once you click on that tab, all you have to do is say create a new filter. It's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. And what you're going to do is filter your emails. You can filter them to specific places, whether it's, you're sending specific emails to specific folders, whether you're forwarding specific emails to specific people. What this does is it will filter emails and send them where they need to go or do what you want to do with them automatically. Again, responding faster so you don't have to do this manually. Your Gmail account will do it for you. So basically, what you have to determine first is what will be filtered. What is that email that you want to filter? A couple examples of this, maybe you want all of your emails coming from your clients to go to the client folder. So you've organized all of your emails into folders. You have, a folder for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and you want all of their emails to go there so you don't lose any. If they've emailed you, it has the number 1 or 2 or 3 on the side showing you that they have emails in their folder. That's a perfect way to filter so that you don't miss anything inside all the emails you get every day. We all know in real estate we get a lot of emails every day, so you can go ahead and filter the important ones out, or even vice versa. You can filter all of the junk emails straight to their folders. I know there's a lot of times where we want information from sources, so we sign up for these newsletters or we let specific sources email us because it's good content and good information that we can use, not only to teach ourselves, but to use it in our business. So maybe you don't want to delete all those junk emails. You still want to receive them, but you want to read them later. Go ahead and filter the junk into one folder so you can come back to it later. It's not being deleted, and you can just only have the important stuff in your inbox. Again, a couple examples on how to use filters in real estate. But the next step, once you've created, if it's coming from somebody, if somebody's sending an email to a specific address, again, you can filter it with any of these options. You're going to click Create Filter with this search. It's going to come up with this little box, which will determine where the filter goes. So once you determine what the email is, now you can determine where or how it will be filtered. So again, you can actually forward lead emails to a specific email address. So for example, if you have leads coming into maybe your generic account for your team or your company, you can actually have those leads filter directly to somebody's email address. So you can have it forwarding to different agents every day, or maybe it's forwarding to the person that's going to be handling or responding to your leads. However that works, you can actually have an email come into your inbox and then automatically forward to who it needs to go to. Again, there's other options here of filtering, but again, how can we respond faster? Filters is a great way to do that. All right, so the next strategy, actually the fifth strategy in our series, is enhancing your Gmail experience. So we're going to touch on the 14 Gmail add-ons I mentioned earlier. We're going to do this first. All right, to get to add-ons and to activate them, it's actually inside of your Gmail settings. Again, let's go back. So we're going to go back to Labs. So at the top, once you click on Labs, you're going to see all of the labs come up, which is the apps or the add-ons that I'm mentioning. Now, all you simply have to do is once you select, the add-on that you want to enable, you simply just enable it and then save changes. And this is a list of all of those 14 add-ons that I mentioned. And so we're just going to actually bust through this list, and I'm going to kind of explain a little bit about each one, and you can determine whether or not you want to enable this feature or not, but all of these will definitely benefit, speed up, and enhance your experiences with Gmail. So let's start at the top left. Background send. I love this feature. What happens is when you send an email in Gmail, it kind of freezes the screen a minute. So once you push send, it has to think and think and think, and then finally it sends. Maybe 2, 3, 5 seconds. Sometimes if it's, your computer is slow, it might take a little bit longer. But what this does, it actually it refreshes the screen quicker and sends the email in the background. So you can move on before you have to wait for it to send, which is really nice. Even though, you're only saving 3 to 5 seconds at most, or, more often, that adds up. 3 to 5 seconds every email that you send. If you're sending a lot of emails every day, it will only speed up your email process. Next, canned responses. We've already gone over this. Responding faster, creating different email signatures, an awesome feature. The next one is creating a document through your emails. So if you've ever gotten a to-do list emailed to you or an agenda, maybe you've even had a request to remedy list that you need to, turn into an addendum or a request to remedy, you can create a document from that email. So anything inside that email will then become a Google Doc. The next two, Google Calendar Gadget and Google Document Gadget, both of these do the same thing, but just for calendar and your documents. What it does is on the left-hand side of your Gmail inbox screen, you will have two little boxes, one for calendar and one for documents. And your calendar will actually show you everything you have for today. And your documents will actually show you everything that you've, the latest documents that you've accessed, edited, or anything that you've done in Google Docs. It will show you the most recent ones that you clicked on. Again, speeding up so you don't have to open up Google Docs or Google Drive anymore. It'll always be on the left-hand side. If you just accessed that one document, it'll be there. You can just click. A quicker experience with both of those. The next one is keyboard shortcuts, and what this does is you can actually determine what your keyboard shortcuts are, so you can customize that a little bit. Also, smart labels. This is one where you can actually determine where emails go, kind of like filtering, but a little bit more advanced. The next one, we're going to go to the right-hand column now. Google Docs Preview and Google Maps Preview essentially do the same thing, again, for Google Docs and Google Maps. Inside an email, if somebody forwards you a document or shares a Google Doc with you, it will show up as a little preview inside your email. Same thing with Google Maps. If somebody emails you an address or emails you a restaurant or something, maybe of a house, anything that has an address in it, it will actually show a little Google Maps preview at the bottom of your email. And this is awesome specifically in real estate, because how many times does a client, send you an address of a property and say, hey, is this kind of where I told you I want to be, or hey, is this near any parks or anything? You can actually click on the maps that comes inside that same email and see where it is, what it is, and either add it to your list or answer their questions, whatever it may be. Perfect. The next one is very important and really underutilized, and that's the insert images option. Basically, this will allow you to insert images into your actual email, the body of your email. If you've ever, sent out an email saying, hey, I have a new listing, the flyer is attached, I can almost bet 100%, maybe even 90% that people are not going to click on that attachment. They're just not. They'd rather click on a link, or they'd rather just see the information right inside that email. And that's essentially what you're doing with insert images. Turn your flyer or your announcement that you would have attached into an image, a JPEG, or I think a PNG also uploads too. But you just turn it into an image and insert it into the body of your email. And all you have to do is click send. You don't have to do anything else. As long as all the information's in that image, in that flyer, you're good to go. So the next time you have a new listing or a price reduction or a broker's open or an open house or anything like that, use the insert image option. The next option is multiple inboxes. This makes your inbox turn into, basically a dashboard, if you will. It kind of combines all of your new emails, all your start emails, and all your drafts into one spot inside your inbox. And it's organized so that everything's right there in front of you. So you don't have to click on the folder and then wait for it to upload, to see your drafts. You don't have to click on starred and then wait for your email inbox to refresh to view all the starred emails. So this will allow you to put all of them in your one inbox. The next one is undo send. You need to enable this if you have not yet, because how many times have you clicked send on accident? Maybe you pushed enter instead of the space bar, or enter instead of shift or something like that, and sent an email before it was ready. This is perfect. You can actually undo a send option so that you can take back basically that sending feature. The next one is signature tweaks. What this does is it actually puts your email signature right underneath your newest email. So if you've ever, responded back and forth with anybody, your email signature is always dropped to the very, very bottom. This basically moves it to the top. So every time somebody sees an email from you, they see your email signature every time. The next one is my favorite one. Out of all 14 of these, it's probably my favorite one that I use more often than anything else, and that's called Boomerang. This is not under Google Labs. It's something that you actually have to download separately, but Boomerang allows you to send your emails later. You can either schedule them, or you can at specific days and specific times, or you can delay your send 15-30 minutes, anything like that. It's awesome. So if you're working late, I know when I was a real estate agent, sometimes things have to get done when they have to get done. Everything is time sensitive. So maybe I'm working late at night, and I don't want to send somebody an email at midnight. I want to send it to them first thing in the morning. So I can write the email at midnight and schedule it to go out at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. the next morning. That is a perfect example of what Boomerang will let you do. Another example is, scheduling emails to leads, scheduling follow-up emails, anything to help you save time. So 14 Gmail add-ons. I know you will definitely love at least 5 or 6 of these. You will be so glad that you downloaded, if not all of them, at least 5 or 6 of these is what I personally use every day. All right, so let's move on to Google+, the last piece to our Gmail Part 2 series. Google+, should you use this for your business? And I should have made this word bigger in my slide, but I'm going to say yes. I want to slap this bigger on this slide because there are so many people who just kind of shoved it to the side because there's so much going on with social media. And I am with you. I mean, I'm in the social media industry. I do this for people in our company and myself every day. So I understand, because I see it, how often things are changing, how overwhelming social media can be, and that's our job, is to make it easier for you to understand how to use it so you can actually use it in your business. And Google Plus is one that you need to be using. It's just, I'm going to have a whole nother webinar specifically on Google Plus, but you should start exploring this, and it's something that I really feel like in the real estate industry that we can benefit from. Google Plus is developed by Google. I mean, Google is the #1 search engine right now, and they have created this to only enhance and help their customers on the internet to get maximum exposure. So you need to be using this, absolutely. And stay tuned for our webinar specifically on Google Plus. All right, to schedule posts on Google Plus, again, we're all about making things easier and making your life easier through social media and through the things that we share to speed things up, so you're still taking advantage of everything, but you're still able to, do the things that are going to generate you direct revenue, like, following up with your leads, combing through your sphere, all of those things. So scheduling posts will save you time, and it's actually really easy to do. I've downloaded this, I actually use this, and it's awesome. It's called Do Share, and Do Share is a Google Chrome add-on. So what you need to do is, if you don't have Google Chrome as your internet browser, if you just have Internet Explorer, or if you're on a Mac and you have Safari or Firefox, any of those, it's essentially the same thing. But use Google Chrome. Just download it. It's free online. Just search, do a Google search for Google Chrome, and you will find, the link to download it. And then just add Do Share to your Google Chrome extensions, and this will allow you to schedule different posts, and it's really quick and really easy to do. You can share from any web page, any article, any picture, any video, anything, just like you would share it to Facebook or Twitter. You can share it with Google Plus and schedule it through this tool. It's really, really cool. All right, so I want to thank you guys for coming today. We do have one more thing we actually have to touch base on, and that's specifically using Gmail for your database. And we're going to go over folders and details and syncing features with your database. First, I want you to go to the left-hand side of your Gmail inbox where it says Gmail. If you click on that link, it'll take you to this drop-down menu. Click on Contacts. A lot of people don't know that this is hidden here, and I think actually it needs to be a little more obvious, but this is how you get to your Gmail contacts. All right, so this is what it looks like when you put in a new contact. And I like Gmail for contacts because you can put so much information in here and you can organize it really well. I've helped several agents put together their database inside Gmail. And if you just keep up on it, if you're using Gmail anyways for email, it's actually easier than taking an email out of Gmail and putting it in a different third-party source. So try it out. Try this out if you're not already. But you're going to plug in everything that you know about your client or your friend or whoever you're plugging into your database. And then you can actually take notes too if you see on the right-hand side. So fill this whole thing out. So if you come back a year later, it's going to make sense to you. So then what you're going to do is organize your contacts into groups. And that's simple as just a click and about 2 clicks, maybe 3. So once you fill out everything, click on the Groups tab. You can create new groups here, or you can just add them to an existing group. I would organize your contacts into however you're going to use your database. So maybe you're going to use it to send newsletters or e-newsletters or postcards, or you're organizing them by zip code, maybe past clients or leads. Any way you're going to contact somebody, and I know that sounds so simple and kind of like duh, why else am I using Google Contacts for this? But how are you going to contact them? That's how you should organize them. And you can organize them in several different groups. So maybe that one past client lives in a specific zip code. They're also going to get your newsletter that you mail out, and they're also going to get an e-newsletter from you, and then a postcard, a holiday postcard or something. So they can be in these different lists. So all you have to do is export that list. Everybody's in it, and then you can do what you want with it. And I say zip code because sometimes people send out just sold or just listed postcards to a specific zip code, so you can organize your database in that zip code. Exporting your database is really easy from Gmail. Once you figure out how to do it, organize yourself, it's really easy to export different groups, selected contacts, and even all your contacts into that CSV file that you can upload to anywhere. I've never run across a tool or a platform that does not support importing Google Contacts in some way, shape, or form. Some of them will even just link directly to your contacts. You don't have to physically export them and then import them into a different system. So it's just a lot easier than a lot of other systems, because almost everything that I've come across does, but I'm going to say almost everything syncs with Gmail Contacts. All you simply have to do, again, is select what you want to export, how you want to export it, and then you click export and it saves that file to your computer. So here are a few tips for you. I want you to use Google Chrome, and that's, again, the same thing as Internet Explorer, Safari, or Firefox. It's just different. All of these different browsers are different. They function differently. But Google Chrome allows you to have different add-ons like Do Share that will just speed up all of your experiences with Gmail. Next is I want you to practice. I want you to practice organizing your emails. Practice doing all the things that I showed you today in part 1 and in part 2. Explore the Chrome plugins. There's a lot more that we are not even covering here that you can do with Google Chrome. So just search through the plugins. You're probably going to find a lot more that are going to be helpful for you in different ways. So I want you to organize your database. Now, if it's coming up to a new year or whenever you're watching this video, there's never a better time to start than right now. Getting your database organized, once that's done, you're going to feel so much better, I promise you. Organizing it, making sure you have everybody in there, making sure they're in the proper groups. Just get this done. It's something that needs to be done today. Lastly is explore scheduling posts for Google+. So once you download Google Chrome, download Do Share and start scheduling it, and you'll see how easy it is to use that. So I want to thank you today for coming out. I know your time is very, very valuable. So I appreciate you taking this, 20 some odd minutes to listen to this video. And I recorded this specifically because you can pause and come back to it, or save this video, subscribe to our channel and on YouTube, and come back to this as many times as you need to refresh yourself, to come back and relearn something that we taught you. So thank you again for coming out today and spending time with me. We're going to check back with our YouTube channel, because we're always going to be uploading new videos just like this one. And be sure to visit our website at yourbiztank.com for our latest webinar schedule. And we'll see you later, guys. Thanks.